Hey coach, it's Cass from Lovely Impact, and today I want to talk to you about what building a coaching website actually costs. Because most of what you're going to find out there online in terms of advice is either a sales pitch or it's wildly outdated, and you can't make a decision based on that information. So first, let's talk about DIYing your website. On paper, a website doesn't cost all that much to host and run long term. Traditional website platforms like WordPress, Showit, Squarespace, etc., all have hosting plans for you. So you have the cost of your hosting plan, and then you also have the cost of purchasing your domain. From there, you might need a theme or something to help you get started in building out the basic website structure. Typically, you'll see the total cost for DIYing your website fall at less than $500, and you will have just put more into it through your time and your energy and your having to do it yourself than you would with actual cash money. Which, let's be honest, that's the appeal of DIYing something, is the fact that you get to save money when you do it. The problem with DIYing for most people, and maybe this doesn't apply to you, but for most people, the problem is the learning curve. You have to learn how to use the tech of the platform that you've chosen. You have to put in the time and the energy to figure out the little inconsistencies and the things that aren't working, troubleshoot them, fix the issues, and get it all put together and looking presentable for your future clients. Not to mention, you have to write your website copy. You have to figure out how to incorporate the correct imagery that's going to sell your services. There's a bunch of different factors that go into DIYing that you don't have to figure out when you're hiring someone else to do it for you. If you have the skill, the tech knowledge, the wherewithal, and the determination to go out there and get it done, DIY is a fantastic option. Just make sure that you actually get your website out there and launch your coaching business. The next option on the list is purchasing a website template for whatever platform you're building your website on. And you can get a template for Squarespace, for Shopify, for WordPress, Showit, Wix, all the things, right? You can purchase pre-made website templates, install them into your account, and then use them as a foundational base for the design of your website. This is typically a shortcut way to get something that looks really, really good and also kind of gives you a sense of what you actually need to put on that website. So it's a step up in ease of use from DIYing because you're not having to do all of it by yourself, but it's still you having to do the legwork to then install your personal information, your website copy, your photos, your images, your products and services, etc., into the template and making it your own. So when you go the template route, you of course have an additional fee on top of the things that you're paying for in the DIY sense. So you still have your domain and you still have your hosting, but now you're also paying typically a one-time fee to use that template to then build out your website. And a website template can go anywhere from $47 all the way up to over $1,000 if you're going into something really high class. The issue with the template is that it's still not a finished, completed site. You still have to go in, you have to do the legwork, you have to put everything together and make it work and function. You are in charge of troubleshooting everything. And if you're good with that, great. Website templates are a great way to start, especially as a newer coach who doesn't have all of their branding and everything else figured out. It allows you to get yourself out there, put yourself out on a professional foot forward without having to put a lot of money out into semi-custom or custom website design. So now let's talk about custom website design. So custom design is typically what you're looking at when you're hiring a website designer. Okay, fully custom, as in no one else has any website that will ever look anything like it, is going to run you a minimum of probably $5,000 to $15,000, and sometimes even more than that. And this is because everything is starting from scratch. Everything is being built from nothing. So it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of time to put something like that together and have it actually represent your business well. I typically recommend custom websites for more established coaches, not someone who is just getting in the game, doesn't even have a client yet, doesn't know whether or not they're going to do coaching long term, but rather someone who has been doing this a little while or has been working with clients outside of the traditional coaching role, and now they know that they want to take it pro. It's for people who have the money to invest And it's not a question of whether or not they will be able to make it back. They know that they will get the return on investment for their output. So now let's talk about semi-custom. And I saved this one for last because it's actually what I do at Lovely Impact. And I wanted to kind of give you the details about it at the same time so you really understand the difference between semi-custom and custom. So semi-custom is where the designer that you've hired takes a pre-existing template. And it could be one that they sell commercially, or it could be one that they use just internally with their clients. But they have a pre-laid foundation for multiple things throughout your project. That might be for the website copy, for the design layout of the website. It could be templates for logos. So with Lovely Impact, it's all templated in order to make the process of building the website faster, smoother, and more consistent without us having to create everything from scratch each time. Semi-custom typically allows you to get a better price for what you are getting as a result, right? So you have a website that is tailored to you. It looks like your brand. It looks like you, your business. It sounds like you. Everything matches and explains exactly what you need it to as a website, but you get a better price point. You are able to save money because it's not taking as long of a timeline. It's not taking as much output in creativity in creating it, and yet it still is tailored to your brand and your business. Semi-custom is typically going to run you anywhere from $3,600 up to $7,000 or $8,000, depending on what is included in the package. So typically, I will make a recommendation for which option is right for you, depending on where you are in building your business, right? If you're a newer coach, if you are just freshly out of certification and you are looking to get your feet wet, start taking on clients, but you don't know a whole lot about your business or how you want to run it yet, I'll usually recommend that you purchase a website template and kind of start there. Start, putting yourself out there, start writing things, start figuring out who you are as a coach, and then kind of work from there. If you're someone who really has zero tech skill, then you might want to think about upgrading to like the essentials kind of package, whether it's from Lovely Impact or another company, where you get just the basic pages of a website, but they do the work for you so that you're not having to suffer in tech land. Okay. Now, if you're a more established coach, if you've been doing this for a little while, whether that's 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, and you are ready to take yourself from the DIY look into the professional coach aspect, then you might want to consider, the semi-custom or even a fully custom website. Those are the types of sites that are going to help you build and grow and continue to expand your options and availability for your clients. So if you're at the point in your business where you want a website built for you and you're not looking to DIY it or do it yourself with a template, I would love to talk to you. You can reach out at lovelyimpact.com. I'll share the direct link in the description of this video and book a call with me. It doesn't hurt to have a conversation. And if it's not a good fit for you, I promise I will tell you.